Hello listeners and fellow Game Pass fans, get yourself set and ready for your favourite unofficial Game Pass podcast, Game Pass News. So I'll hand you over to Nick and Sean and get the show started.
Welcome to Game Pass News. My name is Nick Tendo. This is my co-host Sean Abbott, and we are about to fill your brains with all this week's bits and bobs of Xbox. Which really, who the hell cares about anything else? But that Starfield is here. It's here, my friends. So you better sit down, buckle up, cause Game Pass News is one crazy ride.
Let's look at the funk.
Well, welcome to today's show. We just want to take a moment to thank Magic Mind for supporting us and the show, and to remind you can stay connected with everything Game Pass News. You can find us on pretty much every social networking app that's out there. Just search for @Game Pass News. If you have any thoughts or any questions, don't hesitate to shoot us an email at gamespassnewscast@gmail.com. That is gamespassnewscast@gmail.com. If you're liking what you're hearing, we'd love to hear it. You can leave us a review on your go-to podcast platform of choice. It really helps us grow, really helps us reach more fans like you. So, hey, Nick, let's head into the Game Pass headlines.
We are rolling today, Sean. We are in Game Pass headlines. Out last week, The Call of the Wild, which sounds like you're peeing outside, Sean, but no, that's not it at all. That's not it. I know. You're actually fishing. You're an angler. You're fishing. You're doing that thing. So that was kind of like a surprise drop. So that's out and available for those who like to fish in video games.
I mean, I don't know who wants to play a fishing game in video games when the Starfield sat at the bottom of this list that came out since we were last on. So,
yeah, I can't disagree with that. But so just a little bit about it. It's be free to fish where you choose in this unique and approachable open world fishing game. Explore the great outdoors on your own or with friends. Engage in a variety of fishing activities. Experiment with different baits, lures, and find the catch of a lifetime. How many different fishing activities are there, I wonder? Anyways.
Is there not cast and catch?
Those are the two that I know of. I don't know of another one. Maybe like just a net, or a spear. There is spear fishing. This is a thing where I'm from. They do that. I don't know, but so there is spear fishing. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that would be cool. I might be down for that.
My dad likes to sleep a lot when he goes fishing.
That's good. My grandfather used to get me up at like 8 a.m, and we'd be out on the boat until like 5 p.m. He was a hardcore, it was awful. And if you complained, that was the end of you, man. That was the end of you. So anyways, that's out as of last week. Go fish, but really just go play Starfield. But whatever. What else is out, Sean?
So Gris or Gris.
I think we came up with Gris is what we came up with.
Gris, yeah, it's a French word, isn't it? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That came out September 5th. Gris is a hopeful young girl lost in her own world, dealing with a painful experience in her life. Her journey through sorrow is manifested in her dress, which grants her new abilities to better navigate her faded reality. I'm not entirely sure how this game plays. I have been stupidly busy and haven't got to anything until Starfield yesterday. So.
Yeah.
I
get the adulting for sure. Trust me.
Yeah, I apologize if we can't give that its full bones, but
Mm-hmm. Now, the next game that came out is Starfield. Hold on here. Let me see. Available on day one. It's a new adventure in this 25 years from Bethesda. I don't know. I've never heard of this game before. So it came out by a studio called Bethesda. Oh no, I'm just kidding. We're gonna be breaking down our first impressions. We certainly don't have a review. We're not that far in, but we will be breaking down our first impressions of Starfield in our feature story in just a little bit. But out this week or soon about. What's first?
Solar Ash, which this was a surprise drop. I don't think we were aware of this coming. And this is from the creators of the award-winning Hyper Light Drifter. comes a high-speed and gravity-bending world of Solar Ash, set amidst a surreal dreamscape filled with long abandoned ruins and great civilizations past. You play as a character called Rai, or Ri, it's R-E-I. A void runner determined to stop at nothing to save her planet from falling prey to the ultra void's path of eternal hunger. This came out of nowhere. When Xbox seem to have just recently been doing this thing where they're telling us, and we called this out a while back. We knew there was going to be extra for games tagged into things that were already there. So Solar Ash was one of those. People were interested in this. I think X went a little bit like we're a bit excited, and people were keen to try and get hold of this. But I feel like it could be missed with the hype of Starfield, but we shall see.
Yeah. Another good one that might be missed. Lies of P comes out September 19th, so not next week, but the week after. That's a Tuesday. Lies of P, a thrilling Souls-like that takes the story of Pinocchio, turns it on its head, and sets it against the darkly elegant backdrop of Belle Opaque era? Sure. You must adapt yourself and your weapons to face untold horrors, untangle the unfathomable secrets of the city elites, and choose whether to confront predicaments with the truth or weave lies to overcome them on the journey to find yourself. There you go.
Did you play the demo for this on the free play days?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was pretty good. And if there wasn't this little game called Starfield, I'd probably jump on into it. Although I wouldn't beat it. It's a Souls-like. It is, it's a Souls-like. So,
oh dear.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. But it is good, and anybody who likes the Souls-like should definitely give it a try for sure.
Yeah, that won't be us then. So
no, probably not.
The only new Game Pass games that were announced is Solar Ash, which we talked about. There hasn't been anything else brilliantly new announced in the last 24 hours since I last checked. I need to double check that very quickly.
While you do that, I can talk about what is leaving. We have a slew of that stuff. Amazing Cultivation Simulator. That's PC only. Origami 2, which I actually played a good bit of this. This was a fun, stealthy game. Bummer it's leaving, but you certainly had your time to play it on it everywhere. Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony Anniversary Edition. Chapter 1. No, I'm just kidding. Cloud console and PC. DC League of Super Pets, The Adventure of Crypto and Ace. Everywhere. Fuga Melodies of Steel. That doesn't feel like it was out too long. Everywhere. Metal Hellsinger. That one's a surprising one, too. I guess it has been out for about a year. Dropped last year. That's a rhythm-based heavy metal game. Sid Meier's Civilization 6 everywhere. Surprised that's going. Tainted Grail Conquest everywhere. And Train Sim World 3 everywhere. I believe that's John's favorite game from Dad's After Dark. Did you find out where that thing was?
And I've had a quick look on a couple of sites, and there hasn't been anything new and exciting dropped other than Solar Ash. So.
Gotcha. Well, before we move on to Xfeed, I would like to say hello to Acid TKE, Mo Spankins, and Ebucel. No, Starfield is not leaving. Not yet, Ebucel. Not yet. But thanks for asking. Appreciate the question. Off to the Xfeed we go. Top stories. What's included in the September 2023 update, Sean?
This is the update that I've been waiting for. I'm super excited for this. And for the first point, and probably the first point alone, actually. So I don't know when it's coming or in what order it's coming to. I don't know if insiders have definitely got hold of this, and then I don't know how it cascades down after that. If it's done by region, if it's done by just random choice, I never know. I never fully understand how they kind of deal with these sort of things. But we are getting the ability to stream games directly to Discord. So not only can you directly stream from your console to Twitch, you can now just pick the server in which you want to stream your game into and stream directly into that, which is brilliant. It's great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for us in terms of we can stream into the Nintendo Dad's Discord. Like playing Starfield, you can sit in there and you can chat as well, so people can join in a voice chat and chat directly to your Xbox headset. So yeah.
Yeah, that is very cool. There's Microsoft Rewards improvements. You can ask to join your friend's gaming session, and the Xbox voice reporting, which we have talked about previously, with you get 3-day bans and I don't know, so many strikes and all that fun stuff. New wish list notifications, easily pair accessories to Xbox, and PC improvements. So there you have it, friends. Lots of stuff, lots of changes, but definitely Sean's right, the biggest one, Discord for sure. News bulletins. Hands-on Bomb Rush Cyberpunk brings us back to the OG Xbox days. Sean, you want this on Game Pass, don't you?
Yeah, I would love it. In fact, I actually sent out a tweet on X calling out Game Pass themselves and saying, "Well, like, when can we get this? Because it's fantastic." I've watched all it blends the perfect combination of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater style controls, which Jet Set Radio, the original, was quite clumsy in how it handled. You could like jumping on and off the rails and trying to get yourself, like, especially when you were having to kind of get around the environment to collect certain things, was really difficult to do. So the fact that they've adopted the Tony Hawk style physics, to kind of do that is great. But the art style is like original Jet Set Radio, and yeah, I'm super excited for this. I mean, it's $34.99 to buy it from the store. If Starfield wasn't here and I wasn't trying to plow a lot of time into that, I would have most likely have purchased it by now just to play it. So
yeah, it does.
Jet Set Radio Future and the original Jet Set Radio soundtracks are currently the most listened to soundtracks by me on Spotify.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it does look really cool. It's got a great art style. I would love to see it come to Game Pass and see how see what it looks like. I've actually not ever played Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, but I wouldn't mind trying it. Minecraft has been rated for Xbox Series X and S again, but I did hear that from the last we know, there is no current plans for an up-resed or a Xbox Series X and S only version. So we'll see though.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how they can fit ray tracing into Minecraft, but yeah.
I just got this picture of, like, I envision those Forza Motorsports trailers, just seeing like Steve walk by and watch the rays just bounce off of a square body and just be like, that's what I see.
Maybe if he was wearing diamond armor, they might get a few like twinkles and stuff. So maybe adding stuff like that would be pretty cool. So.
Yep. That's right, Mo Spankins. The #1 kids game, according to Game Pass News, is rated for Xbox X and S now. Man, he is on it. Way to go. Yeah. All right.
He remembers better than we do.
Yeah, that's definitely accurate. Can't be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, our feature story. Hey, I bet you don't know what it is. You do know what it is. It's Starfield. Sean, how much time do you know how much time you've gotten to Starfield so far?
If you let me very quickly look at my save screen, which I think I was looking at before we started.
I will allow it.
I have put 2 hours and 26 minutes into this game. That's and literally, like, that is to the dying point where you sent me the link to say, "Hey, come on, we've got a podcast to do." Then I put the controller down. I'm really enjoying it. It is not, and I think this is reflecting across everywhere. It is not the game I was expecting it to be, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's a fantastic game. The graphics on the X are fantastic. I haven't run into any graphical issues as of yet, which, you know, Fallout 4, I think I ran into graphical issues within the first 30 minutes. You ran into a full game stopping issue within the first
Yes.
4 hours. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. The space flight. Somebody, I read a review and somebody was like, "Oh, there's not really any much space flight. You can just all click and go here and fast travel here." And there is that you can just up the grav drive in the spaceship and off you go to whichever planet you want. You can set a course and jump straight to it, or you can fly there. You can take it slow. You can change where the direct the power and things like it is literally like I currently fly around in space feeling like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm thoroughly enjoying that.
I was trying to see how many hours I have into it, but I don't know that I can do it on my phone. I'm struggling at the moment. Figure that out.
So I haven't done much stuff on planet. I'm currently I've done the first mining bit where you kind of learn how to walk around and use the laser cutter to break rocks up. I've done that and like the first shootout with the pirates when they land in the tutorial. I've done the abandoned facility part and then ended up in New Atlantis, I think it's called. Did the whole here's the artifact that I found. Like this stuff I'm telling you now is stuff that you've seen in the trailer and you've probably watched other people play if you haven't played it yet. And then I'm on to the first mission. So I've gone to Mars, which is in the Sol system, which I believe the Sol system is all like Mars, Earth, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, that is accurate. Man, don't shoot somebody in Mars. Wow, they get really pissed. Let me tell you.
I had to go back and load. I mentioned this to you before. I mentioned one restart I've had to do because I didn't realize where the save menu was. But when I landed in New Atlantis after the fight with the space pirates, I talked my way out of them, so I didn't have to fight the little crowd at the top of the facility. I talked but before I did that, because I poked my head around the car, I was like, "There's a big crowd of them stood next to each other. I've got grenades. I'm going to throw grenades at them." So I equipped the grenades and then went through all that sequence of talking to them. Didn't need the grenades. Completely forgot about it. And then as I was walking through New Atlantis, I was just pressing buttons to see what different buttons did. I wanted to go into third person and couldn't remember how to do it. And I hit the RB button and tossed a grenade into a big crowd of civilians. and yeah, they all scattered quite quickly. A lot of them died. There was a lot of people screaming, "No, this is not very good." And then I got shot at a lot, and I was like, "This is not how I wanted to start the game." So I had to load a quick save up, an auto save. Sorry, I had to load an auto save and go back to just as I landed on New Atlantis.
Yeah, it is. So I was somewhat similar. I was trying to figure out, is there a way I can get to my map like without having to hit the start button and go and select the map and get there, which somebody told me. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. You hit LB and then RB and that gets you into your map. I haven't tried it yet, so if I'm wrong, forgive me.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does, because LB brings up the scanner mode and RB brings up the map. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome to know. That is great. Well, so I was pressing all the buttons, doing the things, and I hit the trigger button and I shot this lady in the leg. I have a measly like 658 credit like bounty. I will gladly pay the bounty. I've died 4 times trying to pay the bounty. Like, just leave me be, man. Like, let me pay my bounty and be gone. But anyways, we're way past where we need to be. Yes, I do not. This is not what I thought. I had this envisionment of a much more like space game. I can't see that. You got a ring light and I can't see. 14 hours. Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, 14 hours. And I haven't done shit in this game. Like that's an accurate statement of what I've got finished in this game. I spent an hour just trying to like update my ship. I was like, just wanted to get this armor bay in there. I spent like, I don't know, 10,000 credits to get this armor bay in there, and I have it now, and I regret it, and it's not worth it. Don't do it.
All I've done with my ship is I've just painted it green. It's just Game Pass green.
There you go. I like it. It's not the game I thought it was. But that doesn't mean I'm not absolutely loving it. I am having a great time with this game. I love all the stuff that you can do, the conversations you can have, the weird ass quests that you can go on, and it's just like I was wandering around Jameson planet, not where New Atlantis is, but on the other side of the planet that's not settled, and I found this guy. And I was like, hey, and he was like, hey, I need you to take me to my ship. I'm lost. So I take him to the ship. This ship is huge, Sean. It's gigantic. I'm like, and so I go up to the door because I was like, I want to see in this door. Obviously now I know what the game wants. So I go up to the door and the door's like, the door is locked. The key is with the owner. And I'm like, oh. And so I like turn around, but Sean, the guy was so nice. I didn't have the heart. I was like, I had my gun ready and he's like walking towards the door and I'm like, do it, Nick, do it. But I couldn't bring myself. He flew off in this sweet freaking ship that I could have had if I'd have just killed him. So anyways, and I love those moments. They're so much fun. Like just those like moral moments of just like, you gonna do it? Nobody's here. You're out in the middle of nowhere. Ain't nobody probably gonna know, you know? And so it's it's great.
I like the robot in the facility area when he's like, you are so content on hurting us that you don't care about your own safety. And I am aiming for your center mass.
Yeah, the robot is great. I love it. I just went into like this deep mine section and the robot was like, you're probably going to die, but that's okay. I will be here with you. It's just like the probability of you living is likely low. It's really great.
And the thing is that was the same in Borderlands. I fell in love with Claptrap really quickly because it was just they gave a non they basically gave a non-living entity a personality, and it was really funny. I liked it.
Yeah, and so I think the robot's great. I'm having fun with all the things where all the different missions. I love that you can do a mission, not do a mission. You can go do something totally different. I am a little overwhelmed at times by all the options I have that I can do at one given time, like all the faction missions, the main missions, the side missions. At one point I was like, I'm gonna do this random side mission with this guy by this tree. I bet that'll be quick. It took me like an hour to go find all these trees that he wanted me to find and then come back and I got like 1,500 credits for it. And I was like, what the hell? Did I just spend an hour to get 1,500 credits? How dumb am I?
Yeah,
but it's just crazy.
I'm not at that point yet. I found my first mission board and I went and I looked down and like, which one's got the most credits and sounds most interested. So I didn't go for the most expensive one. I went for the next one down. I thought I can go and take out a load of space pirates. I'll do that mission. So like when depending on what time we get finished, that's possibly the mission I'm going to go and do.
Nice, yeah. And some things take so long. Like you'll be doing a mission and it'll be like, hey, just go give this guy this stuff. And it's like I told you, it was like I had to go give the guy the thing, but then he had an issue with some people, so I had to go take them out, and then I had to go back. But then he was like, well, we don't really know where he is because he hid from him. And so then they gave me a key and I had to go try to find him. And it was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was just gonna give this guy this thing and it's been like 3 hours. How did this happen?
Yeah, I call those kind of quests the big Goron. I call them big Goron sword quests.
Oh yeah,
like going back to Zelda, where you have to like take the chicken to this person, take the letter to that one. Yeah, big Goron swords.
Yeah, that's totally true. Most Bankins, it is tough. Like there's so many analysis paralysis moments in this game. Not only like quests, but also you get down there. And you get down in these areas, you can only carry so much crap. And it's like, you just keep seeing stuff that you're like, oh, that's worth decent money. That's worth decent money. And my robot's like, why must you encumber yourself with so many random items? And I'm like, I don't know, because I can sell them. That's why, robot.
And you see, I learned this playing New Vegas, Fallout 3, and Fallout 4, that there's lots of shiny things around. Like you have to pick and choose your like pick and choose the rocks that you want to put in your pocket,
Mhm.
basically. So I've gone for health items only or
Mm,
weapons. And kind of straight over, because you can, like, if you kill a bunch of space pirates, you can pick up all the weapons
yeah.
and you can then just sell them, and a
Hmm.
lot of them did pretty decent money.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I like stealing people's sandwiches. If I see somebody sat on a bench eating a sandwich, it's mine.
I love it. I will say I built the beginning of an outpost. I have not started to mine anything, collect anything. Like, I haven't gotten there yet. I built a beacon, I think it is, and I was gonna build another piece to start. I think it was, I can't remember what the mineral even was on the ground, but I didn't have all the stuff I needed to build the mine, the drill to do it. So I haven't started. I haven't done any outposts whatsoever yet. So
Yeah. See, you're so much further than me. I mean, like, you're saying, oh, I had 14 hours and I've done diddly squat in this, and you're like building outposts and adding bits to your ship. I'm like, I'm just stealing people's sandwiches and listening to the robot talk to me. But yeah, I think most bankings mentioned it as well. This is something that I really like. Is I was worried about the dialogue. Like, they were saying there was thousands of hours of dialogue,
mhm.
and I was really worried about it. And it's not. It's easily skippable if you can skim through and read it to pick
Yep.
out the information. You can skip it. Um, it is very charming. Like most of it's very charming. It is. It feels very realistic. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel as if it's just a NPC style where it's going
Mhm.
on and on. It's like there's charm to it, the facial expressions and stuff like that. The fact that they blur the background as well, so you don't have to worry about NPCs just randomly walking through
Right.
stuff like that. They've done a really good job with that, and so it doesn't. It's not frustrating me yet.
Nope. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. It's either enjoyable at the moment, or if it's not, I can skip it. But I would say most of the dialogue has had some worth to it. Some, like, where I've gotten some out of it. And when it comes to main mission stuff, there's side mission stuff where you can skip if you so choose. But the main mission stuff has moved some part of the story forward. You said you have you run into any crazy glitches or anything in your 2 hours?
No, nothing yet.
Okay, I did. I ran into one thing. So your first space mission that you got to do when you take your ship up and they kind of teach you about how to fight.
Yep.
I couldn't kill the guys. We probably spent. I was playing with a friend of mine. We probably spent 30 minutes trying to kill these space pirates in that initial, like, tutorial mission. And I was like, my friend was like, "We got to be missing something." I was like, "I don't know what else to do. I'm shooting the ship. I'm shooting it over and over and over with the lasers, because the lasers take the shields down, and then you use the missiles." And I'm like, "I don't know what else to do." And then I just started shooting missiles and everything, and nothing would do anything. And finally, they killed me, and I came back, and it was like a piece of cake. Like, all of a sudden, I shot a couple of lasers, and the shield started to go down, and I was able to get them. But for some reason, it just didn't register the first time I did it. It would not let me take the shields down. So
Yeah. I like that as well. I like the dogfighting in space. I'm finding
mhm.
really interesting. The fact that you can, like, pull away from the engine power, because you don't really need to be chasing them around because they come at you. So
Right.
you need enough engine power to evade missile lock-ons, which
Yep.
is something I've learned very quickly. But you can then put all that power that you've taken away from the engines, force it into the lasers. So the lasers are more powerful to drop the shields quickly, and then quickly shift it to the missiles, keep them locked on, and you can wipe them out pretty quick. But
Mhm.
the fact that you can manage that power, to me, is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. It does sometimes get a little cumbersome when you're trying to move back and forth to all of them, but overall, I really like the system, the game mechanic that they came up for that. Most Bankins also calls out that whoever does those voice actor hires deserves some kudos for how good they are, and I do agree. Thank gosh for the Bethesda autosave system, because without it, I don't think I'd have a save in the last probably 10 hours. It's probably been 10 hours since I've saved my game.
Ouch. Yeah,
So
I'm glad for the grenade incident. It's something I won't do again.
mhm.
When I loaded up the autosave, I spoke to the ship quarters guy again, and then instantly went into the inventory and just deselected grenades. I was like, I don't want them.
Yeah, so that's actually where I've stopped. I got frustrated because everybody kept killing me and I couldn't figure out how to get rid of my bounty, and so I put something on Twitter. Somebody said I need to go to an opposing faction and find the bounty board, and then I can pay my bounty. Because I'm happy to pay the 658 credit bounty. It's no big deal. I did shoot the lady, I admit it, I own my mistake, but it was an accident.
Go
It
to
was just a leg.
go to Cydonia on Mars. If you go to Cydonia on Mars and you go into the
No, I
first
can't. That's where
tavern-
everybody's shooting me.
Oh, okay, fair
That's
enough.
where, yeah, that's
Don't
where
know.
I'm at.
So you've got the UC after you. Fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, and the one tip said holster your weapon and go to a guard, and that's what I did. But they didn't seem to care. They just kept shooting me. So I holstered my weapon. I thought they'd stop shooting, and I talked to them. I tried it 2 or 3 times, and I kept dying. So I was like, well, I'm done. So there you have it. But that is our stories, our first forays into Starfield. We will be talking about Starfield probably for a few months, just to be honest, for sure. But we do have questions. We have questions from Hambone Johnny. While we're here, what's one thing that has surprised you the most about Starfield?
One thing that surprised me though, I have got a Bethesda game that doesn't have bugs yet.
Yeah.
And I only say this, but like I've played a lot of Bethesda style open world games like this, and like running into them early doors. Like I can remember Skyrim. I can remember the first time I played Skyrim, where you wake up on the car and you're kind of bobbing along, you're talking to the guy, and then all of a sudden the guy just disappeared. Like he just slid off the car. The cat kept moving, and he just stayed hovering in the middle of the air, but still talking to me. I was like, okay, this says a lot. And then the second time I played it, the dragon appeared, and it started breathing fire everywhere. But there was just like no dragon, just fire appearing from the sky.
He was a ghost dragon, the worst kind. For me, I will say the thing that surprised me the most, like I said, this isn't a space exploration game. I knew there wasn't going to be a smooth transition from space to planet. I get that. Todd Howard had told us that. We knew that. But I did think it would be more of a let's fly to planet A and then planet B, kind of that Battlestar Atlantis star. Can't remember. Yeah, the Star Fox game, whatever that recent Star Fox game was, where it was like a pretty self-contained system, and you could pretty easily fly from one planet to the other and just kind of handle any interactions in between. And that's not something that really happens here. There's a lot more fast travel. I get it. The game's huge. It's the only way to get these things done. Even on the S, Starlink Battle for Atlas. Thank you, Musbank. And it's the second time in like 2 podcasts I've not been able to do that, to remember that game, and I actually beat it. But the fast travel does take me at least out of the story a little bit, the immersion of the story. I sometimes am like, well, I'm not going to walk all the way to the spaceport because it'd take forever. So I have to fast travel there. And I don't know, it just takes me out a little bit. But that was a surprise for me. I was expecting more of a space game instead of a space exploration game instead of what I would call like a planet exploration game with a good amount of space dogfighting as well. So there is that, but it's just not the same. But that, like I said, that has not at all deterred my absolute love and the amount of fun that I've had for this game. It has been great.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying the fact that you can't just go into the atmosphere of the planet and then fly around it. You kind of like, and it took me a while. When I first got to New Atlantis, I was like, well, there we go. I found where I need to be. I flew to it, got the quest marker in the middle of the screen, and started flying towards it. I was like, the distance isn't going down. What's going on here? And then realized that you have to change the
LB.
heads up display. So
Yeah.
and then select land, and I was like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that is a big downfall. And actually, I just thought of this. Here's the other. If you gave me one thing to fix, this would be the one thing. There is no mini map, at least that I know of. If I'm wrong, someone please tell me. You'll make my life so much better. There is no mini map in this game when you're on a planet.
There is no mini map, but your watch cursor in the bottom left-hand corner does point you in the direction of the area you need to be going.
Yeah, there is that, and you can bring up LB, and it'll give you a little path. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
But I don't know, man. Like, just give me a thing that I can pull up or like make big in the corner of the screen that tells me where the trade authority is in this area, or that just kind of gives me points of where things are at in this world that I'm at. I mean, I have a phone. I have a phone that I can do that with right now. Like, why would my watch not like flip to a mini map? If I could have one thing, it would be that, because it drives me insane. There's all these different places, and I have to try to remember, like, okay, where is that in New Atlantis, or where's the trade authority in Sidonia, or how the heck do I find a bounty board so I don't get shot every time I land my plane? So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. The other part of Hambone's question is, have we made a penis rocket ship yet?
I have not made any ships other than add an armory to mine. That's the only thing I've done.
I haven't made one either yet. But what I have done is I have seen a couple online of penis-shaped ones. But the most impressive one I've seen is somebody remade the Futurama ship from Futurama.
Oh,
colors, and everything. Just great. PC players seem to be having a really good time with this in the fact that they can mod a lot of stuff. I've seen people have, the torchlight that you can bring up.
Yeah.
Like Todd Howard's face in it, and then also Phil Spencer's face in it.
I love it. Yeah, I knew the mods would be pretty. It would be pretty huge. I have not made a penis rocket. I probably won't. I don't know. If I get enough credits, I might try my hand at a penis rocket. Clip that. That'll be great. That's a good clip right there. There you go, Hambone. That's our thoughts. Todd Howard explains why there is no vehicles in Starfield. He says, once you do vehicles, it does change the gameplay completely. So by focusing once you land in your ship that you're on foot, it lets us really, for the players, make it an experience where we know how fast you're seeing things. In one sense, you do have a vehicle. Obviously, you have your spaceship where you can go around in space, but then on the surface, you do have the jetpack, which you can upgrade. So have you found no vehicles to be an issue?
Not yet. Even in New Atlantis, it was like I was following the path at first. I was like, well, I'm following this path and I'm going this way. My marker's now veering off to my right. So I just kind of looked around and went, I can walk straight across all this. I just walked straight across it.
Yep.
It was at one point when I had Sarah following me, the AI the lady that you pick up. I jumped down from one place to another and then jumped down from another place to another. And she's like, are you some kind of acrobat? And I was like, no, I'm just taking the quickest path possible.
That's right. Except watch out. Sometimes New Atlantis ends and then you fall to your death. So I did just keep jumping and jumping, and I just jumped and I was like, and I was like, oh crap. So, so far no vehicles haven't been a huge issue. The one side mission I did where I was explaining the guy that got lost and I had to take him to a ship, that was a long walk. I was really waiting to see this the screen that everybody was all up in arms about. But I walked for a good long time, and I never saw a screen that said, go to your ship or load the next or whatever. So I don't know if that still exists. I felt like I walked a long time and never saw it, so I'm not sure. I can see why they did it. I can also see why it would be super fun to have vehicles. Totally get it. Even a vehicle that maybe they wasn't like super fast, like even if it wasn't like Warthog fast, So
yeah, this is what I was saying. If you just give us a slow Mars rover.
Yeah. Yep. Something to hold stuff would be great. I can put some crap in.
Go and do your upgrades. Use your skill points and up your weightlifting.
Strong. I give Vasco all kinds of crap. I'm like, here, Vasco, hold on to these.
Oh, you can do that?
Oh yeah. He'll hold a ton of stuff for you.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm just letting him.
Go ahead.
He's just been there for my emotional support person.
No. You can give him like, I can't remember quite. I want to say like 175 pounds or whatever kilograms.
Kilos.
Yeah, kilos. My bad. I know we're stupid Americans. I get you. What was the other thing I was gonna say? I don't remember. So it must have not been important. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. When you're next to your ship, you don't have to go into your ship to get to your cargo hold. You can just go to the map and swap stuff out, even if you're not in it, as long as you're close to it. I'm not sure how close.
You can put. See, I'm learning loads. I'm like, there's a cargo hold. I literally walk up to my ship, climb up into it. I walk to the seat, sit down, and fly.
So before you get to your seat, turn left. There's this rando. They show it to you in a mission or two down the road, but yeah, they don't tell you. But if you turn to the left, there's this little like console thing, and it's like cargo hold, and you press A, and it holds like 475 kilos right off the bat.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can put all your space suits that you want. To keep. I keep a lot of space suits, just so. I mean, I want this, then this one, and this one. So basically a wardrobe.
I sell mine.
I sold a lot of them, but I keep a lot more than I've sold. I wanted to get rid of all my single digit damage guns, and I sold them all. I sold my damn cutter. I got to go buy one. I was out in Mars, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that, and I was like, oh, I sold it. I'm such an idiot.
I always keep one of everything. I always make sure when I'm selling stuff, I keep one of everything. So,
that's true. Most
have you used the research station yet?
Yes. I can't remember what I researched. It seemed lame to me, but I researched the one thing that I could. Really, I wasn't much that I had the resources to research, but one thing I did. But I haven't made food, or I haven't done anything like that. All those things that you can do, but
I'm assuming, and like Mo says, that stuff is in there for you to find out and discover later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am excited to get into outpost building. I want to start doing that, and do the research stuff. I don't know. I'm loving it. I wish I had like 3 weeks that I could just like devote. It would be great. Next thing, Starfield demand requires xCloud to employ wait times. I've not seen this yet, but I'm very interested. This is the first time I've ever heard of xCloud needing a wait time to get on. Not surprising, as this next story is that there was 1 million concurrent players on launch day. 1 million concurrent players on launch day. So yeah,
as of this evening, it's hit 6 million.
Wow, that is nuts.
So yeah, that went from to that fast.
That is crazy, man, but really awesome. I am super excited for Bethesda and Xbox. What do you think of the review scores? What do you think of those?
The images I'm seeing on X when I'm looking is pretty good, and I agree with them. This is the thing, is when Bethesda have made a game that we've waited for a long time, and we always had that worry that it was going to be oversold or anything silly like that, but they haven't oversold this game too much. It isn't what we originally expected, but it's still a very good game. The graphics are great. There is no great massive issues. There's lots of different things you can do with it. You can take yourself in so many different paths. You can build your character in so many different ways. There's just stuff everywhere for you to do. The review scores reflect on that very well. So all these huge, like 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5, just all these huge review scores is just great, and I think it's well deserved. I think Bethesda needs to turn around and give themselves a massive pat on the back for actually doing something as good as this and pulling it off. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree with a lot of the criticisms. I also agree with most of the scores. To be honest, I think it's pretty accurate. There's a couple 5 out of 10s out there that I think are silly, but overall, I would say that if you're at an 85 or out of 100 or a 9 out of 10, anywhere in there, I feel you. I see it. IGN's main review had some issues with. Now they gave it a 7. Thought that was a little low, but it's a score. Whatever. I'm having fun. It's not my score, so I'm not here to crap on IGN's score. But I did agree with when I read his review. I did agree with a lot of what he had to say. It does start off slow. It can be convoluted. There needs to be some quality of life changes made to the game, I think, to help focus things a little bit more. But overall, yeah. So I didn't agree with the score, but I agreed with what he said, and read a review.
But let's
is
be
a good
honest,
idea.
Tears of the Kingdom started out a little bit slow. It was a little bit convoluted, and you didn't really know what you were doing and which direction you was heading straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 4 was exactly the same. You came out of Vault 111 and you bumped into Cosworth, and then you're like, well, my house is now destroyed. I can do this, I can do that. But then, hey, look, there's a power armor place over here I can go to and try and get this really cool. That you like, it's exactly the same. The only game recently that I know that 2 games that Bethesda have made. No, I'm going to backtrack on that because Redfall was still a little bit like, where do I go? What do I do? The only games recently that Bethesda have made that have had like you're kind of on rails and you know where you're supposed to be is Doom. So that is the thing that comes with an open world game. It's just so many decisions. You have got that choice paralysis in terms of where do I want to go, what do I want to do. So
Yep. Yeah, totally agree. So there was a Alana Pierce. I think she is of IGN or used to be on IGN. She flew her plane to Pluto, so you can make it to another planet. It just takes you 7 hours, apparently, like 7 actual human hours it took her to get to. She would wake up she went to bed, she'd wake up every hour or two and redirect her course so that she made it to Pluto. When she actually got there, though, it was just basically figment. There was nothing there. And I'm not sure if that's because she didn't warp, like you have to warp to actually get there and actually see a planet, or if the Pluto planet doesn't really have anything. I'm not really sure. But then it was just a JPEG. That is 100% true, Ebucel. I would love for you to be wrong, but that is an accurate statement. She flew through the JPEG is what she did. Anything on that?
No, I'm just looking at is Pluto classed as a planet, but it's actually classed as a dwarf planet.
Oh, a dwarf planet. That's right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
I just wanted to because, but yeah, I think the jumping or using the Gav drive to jump to stuff loads up the files that are required for that planet to seem like it actually exists. So as much as yes, you can fly there, I don't think it works that well.
It's not a wise decision. It's going to make your game take probably about 700 times longer. So you better just.
And maybe still makes a point. Yeah, I think they fully expected you. If you are flying like halfway across the solar system, I kind of expect them to have wanted you to fast travel. It's the only way you're going to keep the game as low as 150 gig.
Yep. Most Bankins asks, interested in game sales versus Game Pass players? Well, They did hit 200,000 concurrent players during the
Early access saga.
the what?
The early access saga.
Yes, thank you. I thought I heard you say what I couldn't remember. Yeah, so they hit 200,000 during early access, which means that they've made some moolah off of this game for sure. But, you know, I said this in a tweet a week or two ago. This is going to be Xbox's version of free to play. And I think I might have even said it on this podcast. You are free to play this game with Game Pass, but they know that if the game's good enough, you're going to buy the controller or the headset or the watch or the flight jacket or the console wrap or any one of those things. It's like their version of a battle pass, man. It's like, hey, you're going to give you this game, you're going to love it, and you're going to be like, I love it so much, I haven't really spent any money on it, so why not buy this thing? And that console wrap that you're going to buy cost them probably like $3 freaking bucks. Ebusel says, I'm not buying any of it. Hey, that's great. There will be a portion of players that don't buy any of it. And kudos for you. Yeah. But I think you're going to have a whole heck of a lot of players that do. Enough to make up for the Ebusels and the Seans out there.
So yeah, if you want to head over to Pure Xbox, anybody that's listening to this or watching, head over to Pure Xbox. When you were talking about like the Constellation Edition, where you've got all the special like the watch and everything like that, they have had a hands-on with it, and they literally just looking at this now. It was quarter to midday yesterday. So, yeah, they've got an unboxing video. They've got like loads of photos of all the hands-on, and man, this thing looks awesome with the so-on patch, like the Starfield like premium edition steel case, stuff like that. And yeah, it looks awesome. So I think I'm going to give that video a watch, because the watch is something I really would have picked up. I even said this. I said it to Lindsay. I was like, when I was playing it yesterday, and you first get the watch from Barrett. I was like, you can get that watch in real life, and it looks exactly like that. In fact, as I said to her, in fact, I nearly bought it, but you got me my new one. So,
Yep. Said it a million times. If they would have been like, here's the watch, here's how you pre-order it, I would have pre-ordered that puppy. They had me sold. I was hot on it at first, and then I got smart, and I was like, all right, calm down, Nick. Calm down. You don't need this stupid watch. Calm down. So for sure.
Don't watch that video because it looks good. I want that watch.
Lindsay'd kill you. She'd be like, I just bought you this watch.
Yeah, she would. She'd kill me, and all the guys at work would kill me because they keep hounding me to buy a new bike. So.
Oh yeah. All right. Anything else before we move on to the dashboard?
No, good sir.
To the dashboard we go. I have been playing Starfield. Thank you. Have a nice day. What about you, Sean?
So it's been I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I didn't get Starfield early access because I knew kids were still at home and we were busy, a busy weekend, and then I was at work, so it was pointless buying into it. So I've been playing a bit of Super Mario Bros. Wii U Deluxe in bed on a night while Lindsay's reading. I've been doing 1 or 2 levels at a time. Realized I hadn't ever finished that game, so I'm trying to get to the credits rolling. So there's that, and then I found a really cool new mobile game which I'm enjoying, which is Survivor.io. So anybody out there that has played Vampire Survivors on the Xbox or the mobile version or on the Switch, this is awesome. It's an awesome little game. There's barely any adverts. Like, I think the only time there's adverts is if you choose to watch them to unlock chests and stuff like that. It's great. It's an easy, like, the rounds take 15 minutes at a time if you can survive the full round. So, like, I kind of go in, I do a round a day and log in. I sent Nick a video segment of one of the levels, and it is just absolute bedlam. It's what I imagine Vampire Survivors to be like. But yeah, that's just kind of like what I've been playing. Like I'll do like a round on my lunch at work, or if like we're watching when I watched the Formula One at the weekend, and it was getting really boring watching Max Verstappen win again. He kind of like just opened it up and did a full run on there. So
It is Survivor, not Survive. Survivor.io. Ebiso. Yeah, it is a pretty good Vampire Survivors. Well, I mean, I'm not saying quality, but I mean, by what I saw, it looked a lot like Vampire Survivors. Sounds like the game mechanics is a bit different. You're doing 15-minute like runs instead of like how long you can survive. But other than that, it sounds pretty darn close. Anything else for you, sir?
Other than Starfield, which we have like absolutely hammered now into a tiny shiny round ball, nothing else.
All right. Well, guys, before we jump in, we just want to let you know what's about to happen. We're going to go to party chat. We don't have any questions, but you may have noticed that Sean and I did not do live chat. Well, we've decided to move that at the back, and we would love to chat with you guys. So hit us up on chat. Let's have a conversation. Sean and I are going to have some fun like we usually do at the end of an episode. We're just going to include you guys, and we're just rolling it all into the back. So let's roll into party chat.
It's party time! Woohoo! Oh, yeah!
Oh, Sean, we leaned back. We're like, that was a good episode. A lot of fun. Oh, man. What have you been up to, man?
Well, it's since we last recorded, I don't know, not really a lot. I spent some time with the kiddos at the weekend. Lindsay's back now doing her day school stuff at university for a bachelor's degree. So, like I had a day with the kiddos on Saturday. Sunday we kind of just a chill day, made a nice dinner at home, watched the Formula One, which was an absolute bar fest. Because it wasn't an interesting race to watch at all. And then I cycled to work Monday. I then took my bike with me to work on Tuesday to get it ready for today. And then today I've been mountain biking. I did a couple of hours. About an hour and 10 minutes drive from us is a pretty decent forestry called
Nice.
Sherwood Pines. They have I think it's like a 14-kilometer long red route, which is quite cool to do. So did that with a couple of guys from work. Got another one lined up for next week, and then I'm away for 2 nights the week after. So mountain biking.
Nice. So just you and the guys?
Yeah, just me and the guys. They all
for
have
you.
like camper vans and stuff, and like VW transporters that they've like changed into like you can sleep in them and stuff. So there's a campsite which is like 10 minutes away from the bike park that we're going to in Wales. We've got a guy at work who has a sideline of like doing barbecue meats where he'll cook like a brisket with burnt ends. He'll do burgers, like smash burgers and stuff like that, and he'll get everything ready for you to cook. And kind of like just deliver it for a cost, and then he'll deliver it to you to cook it, or he will cook it all for you and then bring it to you warm, so you can just like serve it to people while you're like kind of cutting the cooking section out of having a barbecue.
Oh my gosh.
He said he's going to try and get like some burnt ends done for us, like slow cook a brisket and like 14-hour cook brisket or something like that, and then vac pack it so we can just warm it up in a slow cooker, like a boil in the bag kind of thing, take it out, just all share it. So yeah.
So Ebiso wants to know, Sean, do you have AC? I was watching HP. I don't know what HP is. I just asked him. Maybe you do. And the heat wave is there, and Aunt Petunia is using a personal fan. I was like, oh, AC isn't common in the UK. So do you have AC?
No, not at all. It's currently 27 degrees in the living room where I'm sat right now. It's warm. I have all the windows wide open throughout the house. We have bugs in the house. We have flies. You name it, daddy long legs, moths, everything's coming in. So it's awful. It's horrific.
For you Americans, that's like 80 degrees for us.
Yeah. It's warm, but times like this doesn't last long in Britain. It's a very rare time to have this much heat in the UK in September. And the only reason why it's caught a lot of us out and off by guard is like usually like spring gradually warms up. So March and April, we kind of have like cold spells, but it gradually gets warmer. Then June, July, we have like Super Mario Brothers 3 style sun that just wants to kill us all the time. And it gradually gets warmer into August, and then we're kind of okay with it. And then like August comes, and the weather just drops off, and that's what started to happen. We were in the high mid 30s, which is like 90s to 100s for you guys. And then all of a sudden it tailed off to like 15 degrees, which is pretty cold or cool for you guys. And then within a 24-hour period, it just turned around again, and everybody's like, I don't know what to do. So I mean, I've been out in it all day today, mountain biking. The car doesn't have AC either because that's broken. So that was not fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so we had Labor Day. Man, you want to talk about burgers? Whew, man, so many burgers. I had 2 burgers. Doesn't seem like a lot, but I had 2 burgers and 2 hot dogs, and my mom made this pineapple upside down cake, which was freaking amazing. And I just had too much of that. I had so much food. It was ridiculous, but it was good. And us too over here. It is much warmer than usual. We actually swam in the river. My grandmother lives on a river, which is normally pretty chilly, or starting to get chilly at this point. You can swim in it. It's not like that cold on Labor Day for us, but it was warm. It was warm enough that it was fine. Like it wasn't. I wasn't worried about it at all. But we had a lot of fun. It was a really good time. And so we did that, and then I do have to tell this story. I told this to you already, but I'll tell it on here too. So today I text Sean, or DM'd him on Discord, and I was like, hey, I'm becoming late because I got this meeting, and I'll be lucky if I get off by like 6 o'clock. And so I get into the meeting. It starts at like 5:15, and I have a 15-minute drive home. I get into the meeting, and I'm like, hey, I gotta leave by at least 6 o'clock. And she's like, okay. Well, I'm like the vice chair of the meeting, and the chair doesn't show up. And she's like, well, you're running it, man. We finished that meeting in 30 minutes. I was just plowing right. I was like, do you have anything? No, you don't? Okay, let's gotta move on. I got a podcast I gotta get to. See you later. So it was pretty fun. We do have a question here, Sean, from Mo Spankins. He says, well, first off, he says, Sean, that sounds awesome. But I know that this isn't a PlayStation show, but opinions on the rise in price of Plus, and could Game Pass get a price hike at some point anytime soon?
So yes, this is a conversation I had. Where did I have it? I'm sure. Yeah, I had it at work. I think I had it at work. Somebody was like, "Oh, like I'm not into subscriptions. I'm not like they're not for me." And he was talking like Netflix, Spotify. This is everything's going up and it's awful. Like I don't know what to do. I need to choose which ones I really want. I was like, well, be grateful that you're a PC player and you have access to PC Game Pass, because Sony are currently looking at hiking their prices up by 30% for their online subscription service. And he kind of left him saying, "Oh, well, the Xbox will be doing it afterwards. They'll just follow suit." And I said, well, Xbox have already put their prices up.
Yep.
They already raised it by $1 or $2, if that. And I can't see it happening again. I think Phil said, they weren't expecting any dramatic price rises. He didn't say that there weren't going to be any price rises, but a $1 or $2 when you consider the fact that like games like Starfield have come out, and the ecosystem for Xbox is definitely a lot better than PlayStation, and it's bringing more players. And slide that along with the ABK acquisition, I can see a lot more people coming to Xbox and to Game Pass just for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if they had 200,000 people playing on early access, and it was like roughly $25 to buy the early access, that they made 5 million just from that. So
yeah, I mean, is Game Pass going to up their prices at some point? Sure. Is it going to be anytime? I don't think you'll see it. I don't think you'll see it for at least a year. I think when subscriptions start to go like every 6 months, that's when I really start to take notice. That's when I really am like, okay, wait, this is a bit ridiculous. Like, you just raised the price. And so I don't think you'll see anything for at least a year, and then possibly then you'll see a rise in price. But I think we're good. And it's great. That's how you want to do it. Xbox beat them to the punch. They got theirs in right before their big thing, Starfield. And then what are people going to remember last? They're going to remember the PlayStation one, because I don't know exactly, but I believe the PlayStation Rise, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I believe the PlayStation Rise was quite a bit more than adding $1 a month. But I could be wrong. I need to look it up.
Well, it was a 30% rise. I don't know how much it is a month for that service.
Well, but that's much more than I mean, what's $1 on $15? I can't. Math is hard, and I don't do.
1.5.
Go. See, there you go. So yeah.
So I'm going to ask this question now,
Sure.
and like every year that we've done a podcast together, you always mention Labor Day. I don't fully understand what Labor Day is.
Hell, I have no idea. That's a great question.
All I know is you're not allowed to wear white.
That is not. That used to be a thing. I don't know. I mean, maybe some people still do it. I wear whatever the hell I want. Why do we celebrate Labor Day? Let me find out. Why do we? I mean, I don't know. I know why we celebrate Memorial Day. I get that. But why do we celebrate Labor Day? Labor Day is a federal holiday in the United States celebrated on the first Monday in September to honor and recognize the American labor movement and the works and contribution of laborers to the development and achievement of the United States. It's all about us. It's all about us workers.
You guys really do like to celebrate yourselves.
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, hey, look at how cool we are. We're working. Yeah, there you go. That's the I actually didn't know, to be honest. Ebusel says unions. It's all about unions. And he also says that's a lame fashion rule, which is true. I don't know when that left. Like, it's not anything that I've ever done. It's never been like, oh, we don't wear white after Labor Day. But I have heard it. But it's never been a rule that I followed or anybody I know has followed. But I was asking my wife, because she's more up on fashion. Have to see if that's something she gives any care to or not.
So, have you got any plans for the weekend then? Is this weekend looking pretty open for you in Starfield?
I will be. He meant unicorns. Smoke Spankin says, have yourself meant unicorns, not unions. That's right. Labor Day is to celebrate unicorns. I am going to be going with a couple of family friend. So both of our families, they have a boat. They call it a boat shack. I don't really know what it is. I've never been. They've talked about it a ton, but they have a shack on a lake. I'll let you know more. I'll let you know more next week when we have our party chat. They have a shack on the lake, and they have a pontoon, and we're all gonna go and hopefully go swimming some more and just hang out on the lake and hang out with them. That's gonna be Sunday. So Saturday, I don't really have any plans at this moment. So that will be my. But see, you know how the wifey is. I mean, if we're not playing, if I'm not playing Tears of the Kingdom in front of the kids, I ain't shooting spacers in front of the kids.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So as much as I do have a Saturday free, it's not gonna be spent. I'm gonna be hanging with the kids, which I need to do anyways. I've had a lot of late nights and have not. I feel like sometimes I'm more of a dad shuffler. A dad shuttle might be the right word than a dad. Like I pick them up and drop them off and do the thing and get them to a place, and then somebody comes and is their caretaker while I go to my next meeting. It seems like lately. So I'm the dad taxi, exactly. So yeah, I definitely need to hang with the kiddos this Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. We're going to go to the coast. We're going to make the last of the good weather for September. We're going to go to a place not like the typical British coast that with arcades and cotton candy and fish and chips. We know a beach between those two seaside towns. It's called Fraserthorpe Beach, and it's just like a 4.5 mile long beach. It's got nothing there. There's nothing there at all other than sand. So
that sounds good.
Logan will end up taking his monster trucks. We don't have Emily because she's back at her mum's. Jay is at her dad, so it's just me, Lindsay, and Logan. So be a nice day. It'll more than likely turn into Lindsay sunbathing all day, which is absolutely fine because she's been very busy back at work this week, and me digging holes for Logan.
Do you guys use sandcastles? What do you do?
We build sandcastles. We build, like, last time I went, he had me picking up these really big rocks and like piling them up on each other, and then building really big ramps for his monster trucks to go
so
down
fun.
and jump. So yeah,
That's awesome. Hey, I think is it next week? Do you know anything about Gunbrella? I'm switching topics, sorry.
Gumbrella, nope.
Yeah, it comes out in a week. It's a Devolver digital game. It's a game that was on the Nintendo Indie. It's not coming out to Xbox, but we're here. It's party chat. We can talk about whatever the hell we want. Talk about PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, but I'm never going to talk about that because I don't have one. I think I might get this. It's a single player action game. You should look it up. You should. Not that we need any games to play, Sean, because Lord knows. But it does look like a really fun game. It's a game I remembered from the indie. A Gunbrella is a gritty noir punk action adventure set in a world dependent on a rapidly diminishing natural resource. Fill the rain-soaked boots of a gruff woodsman on a quest of revenge, entering an unfamiliar town armed only with a titular gunbrella, which is like an umbrella and a gun in one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the images now, and there's somebody that's like got a gumbrella on his back.
So I don't know. Is anybody interested in that game in chat? Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't need to get it. Do not need to get it, but I might. I'm going to play Starfield on my phone tonight. And if that is a satisfying experience, I won't get it.
Ooh. Are you worried that you're going to run into the wait times?
Well, I am now. Yeah, I am a little. I'm a little worried about that now. I didn't know about it until we were researching stuff to chat about. Yeah, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm also just a little worried of like how is it going to be to play on my like phone. But I'll see what it's like. And if I was going to try to get to it today before the podcast at work, but work got crazy, so that didn't happen. So, yeah. So if that's a fun experience, I won't buy Gunbrella. Otherwise, I might buy my first Switch game in Pikmin 4, since Pikmin 4. Yeah.
Oh, Pikmin 4. Yeah. Have you finished that yet?
No. Noah's the Pebble pitcher, and he's got to be there. And he's back in school now, so we got a very short period of time to play. So maybe we'll play some of that. We'll play some of that on Saturday for sure. So, but we're getting there. We're doing 100%, Sean. But not the extra 100. I'm not doing those. I've heard of the crazy Dandori levels. Once we 100% each world, I'm gonna be done. I'm not doing the. I haven't seen them, but I heard on Nintendo Dads about these crazy Dandori levels.
Yeah, the Dandori levels afterwards for you to get all the onions to 100% all the onions.
Okay. Is a gunbrella like a gun blade? No, it's a gun and an umbrella. Well, now I gotta look at images, MBSL, just to make sure I got. Oh, okay. I didn't really need to see an actual gunbrella. Let's see. I'm trying to find an image that really shows it.
Gunblades are weird. It looks like it's something that would be in Final Fantasy.
Probably. Here, I'm gonna put this in our Discord, MBSL, so you'll be you can see it there. People are gonna be like, why is this in Discord? Well, that's why. So there you go. That is his gunbrella. It is an actual umbrella, which I believe he uses to actually float, if I remember in the trailer.
Yeah,
like he pops it out and he can float with it.
Looked at some images and he's got it opened up and he's floating along.
Yeah, okay. It just seems like a game made for me. 2D shooter, but also kind of platformer. I'm not gonna get it, Sean, but I might.
You'll get it.
Probably. Oh man, anything else before we wrap up this party chat?
No, I'm pretty good. It's 20 past 1 in the morning, so we've got late nights coming up tomorrow. So
Yes. Abby said I didn't see asked is the boat check like an Evil Dead? Well, I hope not. That's all I can say. I hope not.
If you turn up to the podcast next week with a chainsaw on your arm, I will be very, very concerned.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just what they call it. I imagine it's more of like a boat house. I don't know. I'm not a lake guy. Like, I mean, I like the lake, but I don't like know the lingo or own a house on a lake or anything like that. So they call it a boat check. I call it a boat check. Oh, Mary sounds like Mary Poppins meets penguins. What? I don't understand is there penguins in this? I mean, I get the Mary Poppins thing. It sounds like Mary Poppins meets.
Oh, Penguin from Batman.
Oh,
as in, like, the enemy.
Okay. All right.
He
did.
He had a umbrella.
Yeah.
Well done,
Yeah.
Postman.
I get it. Thanks for being there for me, Sean. Totally. Yep. Yeah. Danny DeVito in Batman for sure. All right, guys. I don't know how to take us out, Sean. I don't know how you take us out from here.
Well, just a quick reminder, you can find us on all social media accounts. Everything is at Game Pass News. You can email us, gamepassnewscast@gmail.com. Leave us any reviews that you can. It's been great to have everybody here this week. Thank you very much. Most Spankings, Ebicel, TKO3 for being in the live chat. Thank you, Nick, for being here as an awesome co-host. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.